Hello and welcome to the B60 Top 4 show. Today we've got Manny and Nick joining the show. Um, I'll start with you, Manny. 0 draw against Bournemouth. What do you think of the game?
Yeah, it's a crap game to be fair, I can't lie. Just from my perspective, just poor, nothing going up, nothing going on up front. Um, yeah, I don't know if it's like a build up of like the games that we've been playing or whatever, but there was just like obviously I got to give credit to Sanchez and the back four for keeping the clean sheet, but apart from them five, like the two holding midfielders, um, the wingers. And it's just there was just nothing going up or like going on up front. I don't know what's going on, like because we've kind of been free scoring this season. Like scoring goals hasn't been really too much of a problem, but I think that's the first game this season where we've actually failed to score. It's just I don't know. It's just a poor performance. Um, it's just good. It's just good that we had a shutout, but even then, I still feel like I mean, based on the game, probably I think a draw was probably fair. I mean, they had the better chances, but yeah, it's just a poor performance. I don't want to hear no one talking about Chelsea in a title race because getting beat off Leeds and then if you want to be the Premier League champions, you got to be going away to places like Bournemouth and getting a result, even if you do play poorly. And yeah, man, it's just a poor performance, man. Um, yeah, not really too much more to say.
Yeah, I think you're missing Caicedo, to be honest. I think that red card he got against us is costing him. I think he's kind of like Rice with Arsenal. Like if you lose him, there's no one really who can replace him. So yeah, I get what you're saying about the two older midfielders. Yeah, you're missing his presence in there, to be honest. Um,
I think it's more than that though, because I think we're in dire need of a top striker. I know I did say that we scoring hasn't really been a problem, but the past few games I've been seeing Liam Delap up front. I think he's a decent. I don't know. Let me not like blame him too much because we bought him from Ipswich, so it's like when you guys went out and bought Jokeres. Like he's not that ilk of player. Like I don't know. Like hopefully when Amenga comes in, he can kind of sort that problem. But every time I see the lap play up front, I'm not really seeing enough. Like I don't know. Same goes for a lot of players. João Pedro. I mean, he was good in the Club World Cup. He's been awful. Like, I don't know what he actually offers to the team. And the fact that Cole Palmer's been out for so long, it's kind of like shone a light on him more of like just what he actually does on the pitch. Um, yeah, just I don't know, just poor.
Yeah, I feel like up front, I think João Pedro and Delap, they're good players, but I don't think they're like the team that will like propel you on to like a title challenge or like they're not guys I think that will consistently perform in like the Champions League, stuff like that. I think they're good. I think they're decent strikers in the league, but I don't think they're like top tier.
You're not going to win a league with Liam Delap up front. And I mean, João Pedro ain't really he's not going to be the starting. Like, I think he's more of a rotational player, to be fair. I think when everybody's fit, he's probably on the bench. But
He's a bit of a weird one, though, isn't it, João Pedro? Because he only started to score goals like in the last like 2 years. Even when he first went Brighton, he wasn't really. When they bought him, he reminds me of Richarlison, isn't it? You know what I mean in terms of like he's not an out and out striker. He can almost play everywhere, but he doesn't actually excel in one position. Like you don't know what to expect from him from game to game. I like him though. I still think he's a good player. And Liam Delap, I mean, you like were just trying to take more City like rejects. Also, no shade, but you done a madness, innit? You struck gold with Cole Palmer, and you kind of just tried to run that back, but it just didn't work. You still like need a number nine. I don't. It's weird though, because it's a different type of profile, isn't it? Then if you think like the Chelsea strikers have been good at Chelsea, it's like those dogs in it, like proper like proven physical, not like these flair footballers that they try to get for. I mean, I guess you try to go for that physical guy in the lap, but I don't know if he's at the level, innit? Oh, that you're trying to get to anyway.
Definitely not the level.
Yeah, I think you've had top players that can lead the line by themselves. Like you've had Costa, has got a bit of fight in him, Drogba. Do you know what I mean? These guys don't well for you, but yeah, I don't think they're that ilk. I get what you're saying though. Like, there's quite a few players from that crop of City players in that team, in that academy, like Palmer. You got Lavia as well, aren't you? So
Yeah, for real. And that's another day it worked out really like that.
yeah, yeah. So um, yeah, I'll have to see. It's been a disappointing couple of weeks for you, but I still
Mm.
think you'll be all right to get top four. To be fair, I think you're good enough. To be honest.
You can't bank it though. You shouldn't be able to bank it like
No,
that.
but
I don't think so.
I think like
It's
when you
limited.
try to say though, but I think they've not had like Manny said, they've not had problems scoring goals. I think they're probably like a centre back away from being like a consistent.
It's consistency in it, but they're young, so you're gonna have like consistency problems with young teams. Bear,
Yeah,
I think anyway.
yeah. I think they've missed like a trick with replacing Thiago Silva, Tosin Adarabioyo. They had a
Mhm.
bit of a leader in him. I don't think they've got that at the back now. I think that's important at centre back. So yeah, hopefully they can bring someone in. I think they kind of need a player like 28 plus, someone just a bit of character to lead the team. Because like I said, it is a very young side. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but you got asking it now. I mean, when Palmer isn't there, especially, but he's not really a vocal leader. But
yeah,
man, like Reece James, he's been in the first team for long, like at least 6, 7 years now. He's a local Chelsea guy. He's captain, isn't he? Is he
I think so.
well after Enzo? Um, so yeah, I mean, you've got personnel there, but I just are they going to take responsibilities because they're still, to your point, right? They're still young in age, and so it's not like they've been around the block. They know all of these different scenarios. But yeah,
Yeah, I think Bunny Strange probably is like the one like typical leader in the squad. But yeah, he probably could do with a couple more voices. I think it's important. But yeah, I'll move on to Spurs, Nick. Good.
they're best still last, yeah.
Yeah, got to got to leave
Okay,
time for that
okay,
one. So
okay, okay.
yeah, big 2-0 win for you. What do you think of the game?
Good game, good game. Best game we played in ages, at least 2 months. Um, Travis Simmons finally gets a start. He's a difference maker, honestly. Putting him, it just makes such a difference when you got him. And I'm not his biggest fan in terms of Archie Gray, but also I like Travis Simmons. But Archie Gray was also excellent because he's somebody who can give it to Simmons between the lines, and get some sort of combination play between like Porro. Nobody really doubts Porro's quality going forward. It's defensively, and to be honest, Brentford didn't really offer much for him to be considered for him to be worried defensively. So they were just doing good combinations between like Simmons, Gray, and Porro down the right, especially. And the first goal came from there. And yeah, just good to see like Simmons in it. Just show what you can actually do. Obviously, it's Brentford. Can't get too carried away, but the form that we've been on recently, yeah, you can't take any win for granted. And then the maddest thing is, I check the table. When it's at 3 points off Champions League places, the league has been like that up and down this year. Everybody seems to be losing games. Or if they're not losing games, they'll have like a series of bad results. So even if you draw 2 games in a row, and then we just win one game but lose the other one or the other two, we've still got more points than a team that just drew 2 games. You get what I mean? So I know it was like a few years ago, I think it was on the Potch in like 2019, where we just lost games or won them. We barely drew any games. But and then that's kind of where we are this year. It feels like we just lose games or we win them. So and when you do that, you might actually end up with a pretty decent points tally, but obviously you still want to see better consistency than being so up and down because it just affects like bare team morale and like yeah. I mean you can see what's happening with Liverpool. They're having mad up and down, and now it seems like their dressing room is setting alight. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm glad that Xavi Simons finally like hit a bit of form. To be fair, I know, like you said, he hasn't been starting too many games, so I'm not obviously I'm an Arsenal fan, but yeah, I think he's one of the Spurs fans, what Spurs players, sorry, that I liked before he joined the club. So it's good to see his talent in the league. Yeah, I'll move on to Arsenal. Obviously, a bit of a gut wrenching last minute goal to lose the game against Villa. But it's one of those. I think I've not had this feeling this season, but I think it's the hope that kills you, Arsenal. And I think we get through a space, start the season well, look like the best team,
Because that's happening again, isn't it?
and then let it slip a little bit.
It
To be
does,
honest,
yeah.
I
I
think
feel like it's happening
it's
again.
weird because I think we've been really solid at home, but like it's the last three games now away from home where we've drawn and now lost. So we need to kind of arrest that. I think the next away game we need to win it. And I think we probably need to go on a run of 5 to 10 games now. We need to win back to back. That's going to be difficult because you got the fixture pile up at Christmas, games back to back. So it's probably is a period where most teams will probably drop a point, a few points here and there. So
This is normally where City turn up, though. That's
yeah,
my worry for you
this is the thing
guys.
as well. I know City are a bit inconsistent when they start, but like when it hits January, bro, they can reel off 15, 16, 17,
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
win it towards the
dark.
goal. I think the second season when we challenged for the league, I think our last 18 games, you won 16, drew one, lost one, and it still weren't enough to win the league. So they're capable of doing that. So we still got to go to the Etihad as well in April. I think that might be like a bit of a title decider come the end of the season. But yeah, the way I see it, we're 2 points clear at the top of the league, but I think it's a bit of a false position to be honest, because I know they probably won't, but if City win all their games, they'll win the league at the minute. So
You
No,
know,
they're not going to win all their games. Go
I
on,
don't
Billy. Go
know.
on, Danny.
But it's hypothetical. They probably won't. But like,
Mm.
just theoretically, I'm saying even if we match their results and they beat us at the Etihad, they'll win the league now by a point. So, um, I feel like before we had what 7 points on them, then five. So we had that bit of a cushion, that bit of a gap for that game. But yeah, I think we're gonna need that to be honest. Like, come that game in April, I think we need at least like 5, 6 points on them because um, yeah, we just need that bit of cushion because I know, like in previous seasons where we have challenged the league, there's been one dodgy result towards the end of the season. I don't think you can really afford that against City because once they get a sniff, they're ruthless. Like they know how to win. So
well, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think went wrong in that game, though, Ryan? Because
to be
like
fair,
when Trossard got that goal, you'd think like a team like Arsenal with your defensive
yeah,
record,
it
you
was
would have.
weird because it kind of reminded me a bit of like the Sunderland game. Like obviously Sunderland, it was a similar minute as well. Like it was like I think it was like 36 something. They got the lead in a similar time in the first half. And then we came out second half, got the equaliser pretty quickly. Started the second half really well, and it was the same against Sunderland. I still think Sunderland's probably like the best attacking performance of the season. I think we started well second half. We got the goal, and I think we were all right for about 10 minutes after the goal, and then all of a sudden, like the momentum just swung. Like I don't know what happened, whether he took a foot off the gas. I don't know what it was, but like you'd think that you'd take the momentum there and try and get the second goal, but it just didn't happen. And then in all fairness, I think Villa had a few chances on the break. They looked like they
Oh,
created a few. Even in that first half as well, like it's just two silly mistakes, I think, for both goals as well. Like we had a warning when Matty Cash got in on the right and Declan Rice comes across and makes a
mm,
great block, and then he was free again for the goal. Eze just hasn't tracked him. He's seen him, but he's reacted too late. So yeah, it's just like ported marking at the back post from him there. And then the second goal in Capier, like I get it, like this was added time. I think by that point we didn't really look like we were going to get a winner, to be honest. So I think it's one of them ones where Hincapié is running towards the byline. He just needs to hoof the ball out and clear it, bro. Just take the point. I think he's run on the ball. He's run out towards the byline. I think he's tried to look for a pass. He's ended up running it out, and from that they ended up scoring the goal. I think even the goal was a mess as well. To be honest, we've got like two, three blocks in before Buendia gets a winner. So it's just need to clear our lines. I think it was just poor. To be honest, though, I think it was similar in the last draw we had as well. I think the players look shot. There's a few of them like I think Timber, Rice, bro. They're playing every game, and I just don't think they look spent. Rice looked spent the other week as well, and I think he almost got a calf injury. I think it was against Brentford. So
yeah, I heard about that stuff. But I went to the game and I was watching like for certain like things like closely, and when you're at the game, like you just see it a bit closer in it than the games. But about Rice and Timber there, bro. I completely disagree. Timber, especially, bro. How he looked so good, like especially in the first half, innit? He was almost like a one man. counter-attack stopping force, bro. What he was into Ollie Watkins was mad. And then Declan Rice as well, even for your goal that you scored, that that came from like Declan Rice winning basically a 50-50 and nothing challenge with Onana in midfield. Onana, bro, the big guy. And then he had the quality to pass it through, bam, 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 back post goal. Like, for me, you just gotta give Villa their credit, bro. They were just better than you, like, on the day. Obviously, there's reason for that regarding maybe defensively they were getting through a bit too easy. Like you mentioned, you had that warning getting with Matty Cash literally a few minutes before, and then the same passage played, and then the one. Like you've got a back four there that's really not played together that much like that, you know. So obviously if Saliba and Gabriel are there, you like to think of like yeah. But in terms of like the general play, bro, I think Villa were better. They were the better team.
Yeah,
They were the better team. They,
like
they, yeah, yeah. Go
yeah,
on, go on.
yeah. I think they did have the better chances to be honest. On the counter, and again we were sloppy in possession. There's a few times we gave the ball away, and like to be honest, they should have punished us. So yeah, I got to agree that they were better than us. Yeah, I think if any team looked like they were going to win, it was them, and they eventually did. So yeah, I got to agree with
Even
you.
like I say, like when you guys scored, it just felt like obviously you dominate possession, but it was very like side to side. It wasn't like the Tottenham game where you man were just looking devastating going through the middle because they actually had a middle pattern. You know, they were well like Unai Emery, man. Good credit to him. Like they had their like yeah, they just had their game plan pattern. And like they had that bit of quality as well with like Morgan Rogers or Tielemans on the ball. Watkins, terrible. John McGinn was pretty terrible as well. But if it went throughout the whole game, to be fair, you got like you said, like you just said, right? You come out the second half when you first made obviously the substitutions for Gokares was just something different in it. And like you started off well, and yeah, and the Villa just wrestled it back. Obviously, like it's the Prem though, isn't it? Like it's the Prem it is gonna get dark, but especially away from home. But yeah, I don't know. It just feels like it's happening again, isn't it? With you, man. I
Yeah.
felt like a few weeks ago you were gonna run away with the league because you look that much better than everyone else. But now you're looking at the league table, bro, and it's 2 points, two City as well, and you're like, fuck, like it's them again, bro. Like, so yeah, it just depends. We'll see what. Obviously, the mental resilience, because I disagree with you when you say about like City could win all their games. I can see them even like in this period dropping points here and there, getting draws, getting losses. But how are you, man, going to do it? Are you just going to brush yourself off and just go again? There's your first loss in like 18 games, and it's something mad like that.
Mm. Yeah, I think don't get me wrong, I don't really question the mentality of them because I think they've like I know they've not got it over the line yet, but I think the first season, I think you can like the Women's Champions League, you can question the mentality of them. Because obviously we just collapsed at the end, losing to us like Southampton and all that. I think, yeah, the season where we lost at City, we lost it by 2 points. There was that game against Villa as well, to be fair, where they won that game, like right at the death. So
Yeah, that's had to
I
see
don't know.
that.
I think if you win 16 out of your last 18 games, I don't think you can say you really bottled it there. Obviously last season, I think we were just decimated by injuries, to be honest. We didn't have the depth, so we couldn't hack it. And to be fair, I don't think we were ever really in the title race. I think Liverpool pretty much dominated last season. I think it's pretty much a one-horse race. Um,
I'm not hearing injuries though this season. I promise you.
yeah, yeah,
Even
no,
the,
no,
even
no,
the
no,
team that you had out on
yeah,
Saturday,
we've got the
that was
squad now.
plenty good enough to beat Villa, but they're just a better team.
Yeah, but I agree we've got squad depth, but I think squad depth, I think only gets you so far in the sense that like I think squad depth's there if you're losing one player in a position, you bring someone in, whatever. But like I think when you're losing Saliba and Gabriel, it's going to affect you defensively, and it's obvious in the stats. I think before Saliba and Gabriel got injured, we conceded 5 goals in 17 games. Um, and now we've conceded before the game on the weekend, we conceded 5 in the last 5. So it's obvious that like defensively we're not as
Well, you
strong.
weren't going to keep a record. You reckon you were going to keep a defensive record like that the whole season?
Yeah, but no, but as in like I'm just saying like in terms of like when we've got them defensively, I'm not saying we're going to say like that for the rest of the season, but defensively obviously we're going to be a lot better with Saliba and Gabriel than we will be.
Mm.
Like it's not even
Yeah, obviously that's a fact. I'm not trying to
it's like
argue with that. It's just a
three of
fact.
us.
Yeah, it's a fact. Yeah.
It's three of our centre backs. It's not even Mosquera's the first backup to Saliba. He's injured. So like Timber's our right back and he's having to play centre back. So I
But
think
that was an Arteta decision. To me, that made no sense because
I think the reason why you played him there,
Ben White can just play centre, and Ben White had a poor game.
yeah, but I think Timber was a centre back at Ajax as well. I don't think he actually played right back until he did play it for Ajax, but I think his main position was centre back when he played for them. So I think that's why he's brought him in. And I think the reason why he did it is because I think Ben White on the overlap probably offers a little bit more offensively at right back. So
I don't think so. I just think Timber's just an all round better player than Ben White. You know, so and like
yeah,
what I mean,
I
Timber was
think
just
yeah, for me as well, I don't know. Like Ben White's been a bit shaky a few times when he has played centre back for us. I think he's a lot better at right back. I think out of the two, I think Timber's probably more adept at playing centre back than Ben White. I know Ben White was a centre back before, but like since he's played for us, he's only ever really been a right back. When we had it
like
the
that.
first season we
Yeah,
got him,
fair.
or even the first
But
game.
I think whoever's out there with a struggle against Morgan Rogers, bro, dude. The guy's just so good, man. He's so good.
No, they've got quality to be fair.
Mm.
But yeah, I think I agree with what you're saying. Like Tielemans, I think had a really good game. I know John McGinn was poor, but even he didn't have the best game. But like there was a pass where he put it in from like 30, 40 yards inside. Like when we had quite a few men back as well, inside like the right channel there, and
Mm.
so like yeah, they had those moments of quality. To be fair, and like you said, I think they were the better team. They probably created the better chances. So it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah. See, it happens away from home, innit? It happens, bro. You just can't compound it. You can't do all what Chelsea doing now, where now it's going to turn into like a 3-3-4-5, like 2-3-4 game slid in it. That because when you don't want City get in front, bro, they
Yeah,
ain't looking back. They're not going to let you in like
yeah, it's one
everyone
of
else
them.
is.
Yeah, you give City a sniff, they're ruthless, bro. They'll
It's Pete.
win on the bounce. They don't care.
Mhm.
I think in a weird kind of way, you kind of almost got to keep City disinterested. If they know they're like 8, 9 points back, they're probably like, yeah.
Yeah, like Liverpool.
One of
This is
them
how Liverpool
seasons.
sneak these little league titles in, bro.
But that's the thing, like things can change. Like, bro, after 5 games this season, we all thought Liverpool were going to go win the league again, bro. They'd won 5 out of 5. They weren't playing great, but they were still getting the results. Not like, look what's happened to them. So I think there'll be twists and turns, bro. Like, um, we had it before where I think City cut the lead back to 4 points and we got it back up to 7 again. Now it's dropped down to 2. I think it will be like that. We just got to make sure. I think, yeah, this Christmas period coming up in January, I think we've got to go on a bit of a run.
You know what the scary thing is about City, yeah? Just talk about like other teams for a bit. Is for the first time in a few years, I feel like they've got goals from outside of Haaland, like within the actual team.
Do you know what? Like, funny enough, I actually thought it was opposite until recently. I think Foden.
Yeah, no, I'm on about recently, as of recently,
Yeah,
because obviously, like a few weeks ago, we were like, it's like, yeah, it's probably going to be Chelsea challenging or whatever. But the last few weeks, like 3-4 games, Foden, Foden's a bit of a purple patch man, isn't he? Like he'll go on a mad run of form and then not score for time. Doku's chipped him with goals. Cherky's been out injured for basically the whole season. And I looked at the top assist this yesterday. Cherky's at the top, bro. So they're starting to find goals from all over. And I feel like when you remember like the peak City teams, yeah, you had like this talisman like a Haaland or Aguero or whatever. But you don't forget about those goals from like Sterling, Sane, De Bruyne, Bernardo, Rodri. You get me? Like they have goals from other sources as opposed to just one or two players. So I feel like with Cherky, like Cherky looks so good at the weekend. Him and Foden contributing, and if obviously Pep can keep getting them two in the same lineup, they'll cause problems. Cause like I say, like yeah, they'll just score too many goals to keep up with.
yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying. I think, yeah, they've always had like quality attacking options. But yeah, I think with us, it's going to be interesting next few weeks how we play it because I think, in all fairness, Eze played out on the left against Villa, and I don't really think he's a winger to be honest. I don't think it really suits him. Like with Erdegaard being injured, he's playing in the 10 a lot recently. I think he's had his best games. Obviously, banged up
Yeah.
Spurs. He's been getting a few assists with like that ball over the top, which we don't really usually play without him in the team. To
Do
be
you reckon
fair,
he's better than us? Is he better? Who would you rather start in your behind the three?
I,
Gokeres looks poor. He just looks hella heavy. It's weird. Maybe he's coming back from injury, but he just doesn't. Like
Yeah, I think I don't know.
Gyökeres
I don't
so
know.
comes
Like, I don't
off.
know with Gyökeres whether it's just he needs a bit of time to adapt to league, or he's just like he may just be a flop, bro. Like this is one of them. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I'm not like I was saying to my sister the other day. I'm not sure he's the guy, bro. Like, um, I don't think I don't think he really suits us either, bro. He's one of those guys. He's a transition merchant, and he like you play him in behind. He likes
No,
running.
but bro, this is my point though.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's what
so
I'm
there was
saying.
like there was
We don't have that. We don't have that Arsenal. Every team plays a low block against us. So
no, but even so though, like bro, like I remember seeing these clips in it when I was at Sporting. Low key, he even done it against City when he scored a hat trick against them. Yeah,
mm,
but City have always been a bit soft at the back. But like he's trying to do this PMP like thing where he's running like down the wing bare pace. Bro, Constance looking at him was like, yo, I can just match you, for like pace. You're not gonna just like leave me like you did them man in Portugal.
yeah.
So a lot of bro Van de Ven for I know he didn't play against us and he battled us, but you know what I mean. These are the types of like look at the amount of PMP like those tall black guys Chelsea have got at the back. Even Van Dijk at this age, you're not gonna do that in the Prem. You get what I mean? Where you're gonna get these transition opportunities where you can just out physical the opposition centre half. Everybody's like level, like the levels physically. You're not just gonna. You need a bit more. You need to be a bit more cute than that.
Yeah, I think
And
I
he's not a super athlete like Haaland, is he?
yeah, and I think you get the point about like you said about Marino scoring goals and stuff as well, but I think Marino like suits our system more. Like if you
Mm.
watch us play when we play against the box, a lot of our balls in the box come from crosses, and Marino like loves that. That's what he feeds off, and that's where I think he gets most of his goals, to be honest. I think Gyökeres again. I think he's somebody who needs the ball to feet, and like you said, like this is the Premier League. It's different level physically to Portugal, so he can't just bully his way and be a bit of a flat track bully like he was in Portugal. He's gonna have to, um, yeah, be a bit cleverer. I think to be fair to him, I think his movement's good. Like he's done everything other than like can score goals consistently. What is he on like six for the season? It's not amazing, but I
You
think
want to get around 20, innit?
yeah,
And
like that's the
20. I mean,
dream.
20 is asking for a lot.
I
Maybe
think
around
even if
15.
it's like his first season, he's adapting. He needs to score at least 15, bro. And then the season after, you expect him to bag 20 plus. I think he's a lot of the games he's occupying both centre backs, like especially at the start of the season. He was creating a lot of space for like Saka and the wingers, Trossard, etc. But
It's so hard, bro,
he
because
works hard. He does everything. He just hasn't scored goals. Like,
he just doesn't look sharp. You know what I mean, bro? When I say that.
but the thing
He
is,
just looks bare heavy footed. Now look at Ekatike for Liverpool.
yeah,
Yeah, they're having bad results, but whenever he gets the ball, it just seems like electric, and it seems quick.
yeah.
But with my man, it just doesn't. It just seems bare heavy.
I think it's one of them ones with like I think he's one of those players that I think we brought him in as a point of difference. Like I don't really need him to get involved in the link-up play too much. He just needs to be on the end of things. If he does that and he scores goals, that's all we need him for. I think if we need a link striker, we've got Gabriel Jesus can make something happen. Who's sharp. We've got Havertz. Even Moreno is like a great link
Bro,
striker.
it's not that's not what I'm saying anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's just that quickness, that quick twitch, that decisiveness. Like I remember Fingers goal, for example. Ekatike, I was thinking that because he's the only one that's on my mind now.
Mm.
But so I think it's his first goal. Like Leeds play like the fuck up at the back, and the ball's like bouncing, but he gets on it rapid. It's one touch goal. You know what I mean? I feel like Gyökeres would have got that, took a touch to set himself, looked up to pick his spot, and then somebody would have just taken it off him. You get me? That's maybe I'm being harsh, but it
I
just
don't.
doesn't
I
feel
still
that
think. I don't think he
decisive.
has. I don't think he's had the opportunity to do that much though. Like I don't really remember the last time we created like a gaping chance for him. To be honest, I know he's been injured last few weeks, but I think.
But as a point of difference, then you need to make those chances yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think, to be honest with you, if we're going to use him, he's going to be successful. We might have to alter the way we attack a little bit. Because I think there are opportunities sometimes that we can counter, but we just move the ball slowly and build up too much. And about the time, the whole team
Mm.
step back into a back eight or whatever, and it's a low block again. So I think we need to switch up because the only time we really do that is when Martinelli's playing. I think if both of them two are playing, there's no reason why we shouldn't be trying to play the ball in behind for him. But yeah, I think. I'll move on to like the last segment of the show. I just quickly wanted to touch on Salah and obviously his comments recently. Manny, what did you think? statement the other day.
Yeah, I think it's selfish from Sally. I think um, I mean the time that he's picked to do it is just like horrible. I mean, you got Liverpool who are literally a team that are just really struggling for form. A lot of players that are themselves struggling. In terms of just the comments and what he said, I think I can. There's two sides to it. So obviously, I can hear what he's saying in terms of like the fact that even though he's out of form, it feels like every top player needs to kind of play themselves back into form. But just because of the way the team's played itself, Slot obviously feels like maybe he can get more with Salah, maybe being an impact player off the bench or something. So obviously, people have been saying you can't really carry like with the way things are going with Liverpool, you can't really carry anyone. And obviously, with Salah last season, I think Slot allowed him to kind of just be carried and let him do his thing. That's why he had such a good season. But yeah, just overall, I think it's a bit selfish. Obviously, I hear what he's saying in terms of like he's not playing too well, but so's a lot of other players in the team and they're starting. So he's probably thinking like, why am I being kind of singled out and scapegoated? But then on the other hand, like if he's not offering anything in terms of his goals and assists, and he's not really helping defensively, then why should he be on the pitch?
I
Um,
think, yeah, I think selfish is the term, to be honest. I think he spoke up a lot last season. Carragher said it as well when he wanted a new contract. And he got that, what, he's the highest paid, like, his second highest paid player in the league, isn't he? On 400 grand a week. But I think, yeah, it's just selfish. Like, I think the team, they're already in a bad moment as is. They don't need any other negative outside noise. I think it's just going to be another thing that's like something negative looked on in the club. They don't need any more distractions. And I think he's a senior player at the club as well. He's got to step up and show that leadership. But we'll see. I think it looks like he's not traveling to Inter either. So
it
um,
shows,
see what happens
it's
with that side.
like it shows he's proper entitled though, isn't it? Like he said something like along the lines of like all I've done for this club and this, that, and the third. Like
With that, I'll end this week's show. Please like, subscribe, and comment. We'll catch you again next week.